United States, fallen flag locomotives are a dying breed. But here in Albany, Oregon, this locomotive has been defying the odds. This locomotive has been in service for over 70 years. So how did this locomotive stay in operational condition for that long? Let's talk about it. Hello, good morning, and good night. In a previous video, I discussed how locomotives from fallen flag railroads are hard to remove, and this locomotive is a great example of the statement that I made. Today, I will be talking about the history of Portland and Western 1501, the last Southern Pacific SD7 on an active freight railroad in the world. Built in 1952 for the Southern Pacific, 1501 was actually the 5280. It was the second SD7 the SP had ever received, and lived a much busier life. Rather than being grounded to switching duties in a set yard, 5280 toured the SP system as a worthy freight locomotive. As time went on, 5280 was retrofitted and renumbered to 1401 and given the iconic bloody nose scheme that the locomotive still wears today. 5280 was overhauled about 2 times in its lifespan under SP, being repainted and renumbered to 1401, then rebuilt into an SD7R and renumbered to 1530, and given a Mars light. After this overhaul, 1530 lived out its life around California before being retired in 1995. It was then sent to the Willamette and Pacific Railroad and renumbered to the 1501 we all know today. Eventually, the Willamette and Pacific would become a part of the Portland and Western, and 1501 would be transferred to their ownership. 1501 retained all of its features and was given stenciled lettering. It was then sent to Albany, and it stuck around for a while, and that leaves us to where we are today. Now you may notice that this locomotive has no ditch lights, and that's because of its light right here. This is a gyrolight, and if you watch my locomotive specifications video, you will know that this light is an oscillating light that was used before ditch lights came to be standard today. In the United States, if a locomotive still has a gyrolight, seen here, there is no requirement for ditch lights. This is standard on a lot of the former SP units like these, making them very unique. Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end, and in July of 2023, just 3 months after this footage was recorded, 1501 was retired due to it being mandated by the Environmental Protection Agency that Genesee and Wyoming, the parent company of Portland and Western, retire and scrap all of their older first-gen locomotives due to emission concerns. But the story doesn't end here. After being laid up in Albany, 1501 would be spotted with Bug X reporting marks. Out of nowhere, the 1501 was purchased and preserved. Bought by Diesel Motive Company Incorporated, a company notoriously known for purchasing and preserving lots of neglected and unique locomotives, 1501 would be sent away dead in tow on various manifests until ending up in Blackwell, Oklahoma. To the seasoned rail fans, this might sound familiar to you, and that's because I am in fact talking about the Blackwell Northern Gateway Railroad. And yes, I'm well aware of what happened. It was shut down by the feds because they didn't report derailments and didn't inspect their equipment enough. Cancel culture got to a railroad. Damn. Anyways, 1501 now resides in Blackwell, and the future of the locomotive, especially after the incident, is unknown. Portland and Western 1501 ran for a solid 7 decades, and the only reason it was laid out to pasture was because of the government. But in the end, it got a happy ending, being bought by a foamer. No offense. Thanks for watching, and like and subscribe for more. See you later!